If I told you that one of America's strangest historical events began with a locked room, a vanished woman, and a discovery that baffled scientists for nearly a century, you might think it was a made-up mystery. But every part of this story is real. In the winter of 1878, deep in the quiet town of Amherst, Massachusetts, a series of events unfolded inside a small wooden house on Main Street, events that newspapers across the country later called the Amherst Mystery. It centered around a 22-year-old factory worker named Mary L. Roff, known among locals for being quiet, hard-working, and painfully ordinary. Nothing about her life hinted at the bizarre chapter that was about to become one of America's earliest documented cases of an unexplained phenomenon. Mary had been suffering from severe migraines and nervous episodes, conditions medical science in the 19th century barely understood. One night, after a particularly violent migraine attack, she locked herself in her bedroom. Her parents and neighbors broke down the door only to find the room empty, the window still latched from the inside, and no footprints in the fresh snow outside. It seemed impossible. Mary had simply disappeared from a sealed room. For days, search parties combed the surrounding woods, farms, and rivers. Townspeople whispered theories. She escaped. She was kidnapped. She drowned. She had a breakdown. But every trail led nowhere. The local paper described it as a disappearance without logic, footprint, or witness, a sentence that haunted Amherst for years. 2 weeks later, a farmer nearly 15 miles away reported finding a young woman walking through his field in a nightgown, barefoot, and muttering names of people she shouldn't have known. When authorities brought her in, she claimed she didn't know where she was or how she got there. Even stranger, she began recalling details from the farmer's childhood, including the name of his childhood dog and the layout of his house before it was renovated, a renovation that happened long before Mary was even born. Doctors labeled it a fugue state, but the behavior continued. She would shift from perfect clarity to trance-like states where she spoke in a different tone, described faraway places she had never visited, and even recited passages from books she never read. Her most shocking episode came when she was shown a diary belonging to someone she had never met. She opened it to a random page and continued the unfinished sentence as if it were her own memory. In 1879, Mary was taken to a newly established psychiatric facility in Peoria, Illinois, where her case caught the attention of doctors nationwide. They documented everything: her memory lapses, her sudden knowledge of distant events, her unexplainable travel. A physician wrote, "This young woman displays knowledge no ordinary means could supply." To this day, neurologists and historians debate whether Mary's case was an early example of dissociative identity disorder, an extreme fugue state, or something more mysterious altogether. The strangest twist came years later. Mary recovered, married, and lived a quiet life, until one evening in 1905, when she reportedly told her daughter, "I sometimes remember rooms I have never walked through, and lives I never lived." She died the next morning. The sealed room disappearance, the unexplained knowledge, the cross-state wandering, none of it has ever been fully explained. Her medical files still exist, yellowed and fragile, stored in archives as one of America's earliest and most baffling documented mysteries. And even now, historians admit, some mysteries never close their doors, even when the doors were locked from the inside.